Well, we are celebrating apples in our studio kitchen this morning with John and Tracy Darr from Stanley's Produce. Always fun when they join us on the show. And you guys are getting ready for what? One of your biggest and favorite festivals, I think. The local, busiest, the Apple Festival.
The Apple Festival. We have a blast at the Apple Festival. Of course, we've got almost the whole city block in front of the courthouse.
Yes.
But this is where we get to shine with our fried apple pies and our apple dumplings and pumpkin rolls. And usually we have about 20 varieties of apples to choose from for people to pick their own bags of apples. So it's really fun.
And it's like a reunion for you, isn't it? Because
yes.
you guys see all your friends and people that have been coming to your booth or booths, because you have several different tents as you walk through, and of course it all starts with these apples, and you were telling me you're getting lots of apples in.
Yes, it's a nice crop this year so far.
Good.
Yes.
And which one is this one?
Suncrisp.
The Suncrisp apple, like and the Honeycrisp.
It's like it, only it's got a lighter taste. It's very crisp, very sweet, but it's wonderful.
I love, one of my favorite things about fall is, of course, apples and pumpkins and all that good stuff. You all known for your fried apple pies. You can smell them blocks away when you first enter the Apple Festival.
Yes, we fry them. We make them and fry them right there on site.
Oh my goodness! So you're going to kind of show us how you do it. Okay, where do we get started, Tracy?
Okay, you can make your own dough, or you can buy biscuit dough. What we do, we get a dough from our supplier, and we roll it out ourselves. So, because that way it's consistent. Sometimes when you make your own dough, it won't be consistent. So we get it from them, and then we roll it out. Then you roll it out to however big you want your pie, and then we use dried apples. People don't do this anymore. This is the old-fashioned way. We take our dried apples, we reconstitute them, we put our spices in them and cook them down, and that's how you get the apple filling. Now, a lot of people use fresh apples, applesauce, stuff like that, but we do it the old-fashioned way where our grandparents did it.
Okay.
And then you fold it, then you crimp it with your fingers.
And on that filling, I noticed that it's a different, darker color. Is
Yes.
that from those dried apples?
That's from the dried apples. I don't think you brought any.
I forgot the apples.
They're called apples. The Amish call them apple snits. That's who we get them from.
Okay.
But they're rings. They're apple rings, and you've got to cook them back down with water, and then put your spices and your sugar in it, and mix it, and let it sit. And this is the consistency you get.
Okay.
A lot of people think it's apple butter, but it's not.
It does look a little bit like apple butter. Does it have some of the same flavors then?
It's the 10 times as.
Chunky.
It's got a lot more apple taste.
Yes, a lot more better apple taste.
It's funny, as I'm asking you this, I'm like, Amy, how many of their fried apple pies have you consumed over the years? Because I have had quite a few, but they're different when you bite into them. And you said it's always interesting, someone who's had it for the first time, the reaction they get.
Yes. I mean, we've had people come by and buy one, and they'll come back by and buy 10 or 20 because they're like, this is what my grandmother used to fix. Well, that's why we tell people that, but until you taste it, you're not going to know. You're not going to realize, because this is not a manufactured pie that you buy at the store at some restaurant.
So it's a labor of love for you guys.
Yes.
And have you ever done the math? Like, how many fried apple pies do you guys make over the course of the Apple Festival?
Just the Apple Festival, almost 4,000.
And you're just doing it all right there.
Yes.
And the smell that they create from these fried apple pies, and of course up here, you got the cinnamon and sugar.
Yes,
on them.
and we sprinkle the cinnamon sugar after they're cooked. It's really good.
And
we ran out at 2 o'clock on Saturday last year.
And then they give them to you on that little parchment paper, and you can feel the warmth coming through, and it warms your hands, and it's just part of the experience.
Oh yes, we have a lot of people come and say, I want one right off the grill, and then we have to hurry up and put it on the paper and give it to them because it's so hot.
Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. All right, we're going to give everybody the information. Of course, it's Stanley's Produce. You can find them right there on Market Street, and don't forget the Apple Festival, not this weekend, but next weekend, of course, over there in historic Erwin. We'll be back with more from the studio kitchen in just a few minutes.